GatorsOn.com is live at the Swamp following Florida's 24-6 victory over Toledo. Make that 24 straight season-opening victories for the Gators. Scott, what did you see out there from these guys today?
Well, they came out in the first half, really set the tone on their opening drive. They drove 84 yards on 11 plays. First time since 2009 Florida has started the season with a touchdown on their opening drive. And, that kind of set the tone for the game, really, that scoring drive to open the game. And then the defense really shut down Toledo for pretty much all the first half. And by the time it was halftime, the Gators led, I think, 17-3. And, from there, it was just kind of they wanted to keep the defense off the field, and it was kind of ball control in the second half, and Gators got their 24th season opening win in a row.
That first drive, I believe it was an 84-yard drive, and Mac Brown accounted for, I believe, 40 yards of that drive, including a nice little 23-yard run. Here's a guy who took advantage of his opportunity with Matt Jones out with a viral infection, his first career start. He almost got as many yards as he had his first 3 seasons here at Florida.
Yeah, I came into the game with 167 career rushing yards, had 112 today, 97 in the first half, 2 touchdowns. And, that was obviously one of the big question marks going into this game. How would the Gators respond without Matt Jones at tailback? I mean, that's going to be a part of their offense, the running game, regardless of who back there. When you lose your number one guy, there's always question marks. I think Mac Brown answered those questions today. And, we saw a little variety back there today. We saw Valdez Showers in his first appearance on offense in the game. I think he had 4 catches, had 31 yards on 2 rushes. Nice little different look that he gave the backfield. And then, of course, they're hopeful that Matt Jones is back next week. But you got to like what Mac Brown did today.
262 yards rushing for the Gators. Let's go to the other side. Florida held Toledo to 205 yards of total offense. I think it was less than 20 yards rushing in the second half. What did you see from the defense out there?
Well, coming into this game, Coach Muschamp and his assistants talked a lot about this high up-tempo offense Toledo had. Terrence Owens at quarterback and Bernard Reedy at receiver. And really, Florida, part of their plan was to keep possession and keep those guys off the field because they did not want the defense out playing 85 or 90 snaps in this heat today. And really, the defense did its part. They really did shut down Toledo's offense and kind of took that whole high tempo factor out where fatigue was never a problem for the defense. And in part, that's because the offense put together a couple of long drives behind, Brown's running.
Correct. And Ronald Powell back for the Gators after missing almost a year and a half with that knee injury he suffered in the spring game in 2012. Got a sack on the first series. Ronald Powell's a familiar face. Some Gator fans might have recognized it. There's some new faces out there. We already mentioned Mac Brown. People aren't really familiar with him. We've already mentioned Valdez Showers. How about some of those freshmen that got out on the field?
Well, we saw Ahmad Fullwood catch his first pass, the freshman receiver. We saw Vernon Hargraves in the second half pick off his first pass and made a really nice interception, then a nice run after the catch. And this was a guy who, very highly touted. If you look at their 2013 signing class, he may be the highest rated guy in that class. And we saw a little bit of that today. And then at the end of the game, as the score was out of reach, we saw Kevin Taylor come in and really do some nice things out of the backfield for a freshman running back. And so, we've heard a lot about these freshmen. We finally got to see them today, and they did a pretty nice job.
We'll see a lot more of those freshmen next week when the Gators go to Miami for the second game of the season. We're going to see a few other players, too. Antonio Morrison, Matt Jones, Luchez Purefoy, some guys who did not play for various reasons today. We're going to see them, and I think they're going to have an impact on that game.
Yeah, going into today's game, obviously that was one of the bigger storylines. But, the Gators really responded nice. Muschamp's talked really all fall camp about this team, and what's different maybe in year 3 from his first 2 years is the depth. They have more depth, and that kind of played out on the field today. Yeah, you're losing a lot of talent there when Morrison and Purefoy and Matt Jones are out of the lineup. But, other guys stepped into the lineup today and really fared well, and the Gators came out with the win.
We'll see a fully loaded roster from the Gators next week when they go to play the Hurricanes. Scott Carter will be there. Chris Harry will be there. You guys will be there with us. Thanks for joining Gator Zone. See you next week.